Today we're taking a look at VR Trooper's Dark Heart action figure. This is a pretty neat little action figure that I've had for quite a long time. I do kind of remember getting these when they were on clearance, but this one personally, it may have not came from KB Toys. For a while there, KB Toys had these in the dump bid for like 3 for $10. So there's a few I know that I definitely got from it, like the guy with the swords. He was cool. So let's look at him really quickly, because yeah, mine would probably not have all these scratches on it. His head has no articulation, but he does have, like, it's not just a black dome. There's like a little, red eyepiece, I guess, sort of. His arms, it's just the 5 points of articulation minus the 1 articulation point, obviously. His arms go around 360 degrees. His legs, it's about it. I mean, his legs sit down at a full 90 degrees, so he can sit in some of the vehicles that they made. They also go backwards, which is uncanny and unnatural. It seems like his plastic, honestly, the reason it doesn't look like I've been taking care of it is because I think it's just that this particular plastic is breaking down over time. There's nothing I know to do about it other than maybe get some oil and oil it up or something, but that's only delaying it. The plastics from some periods and some types of plastics, they just get ashy and start separating from the core part of the plastic. So it looks like he's much lighter, and it's just part of the aging process, unfortunately. You gotta remember, he's like 30 years old, 1994, and once you get past a certain age, it's all downhill from there. I can tell you from experience. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons that I like this figure. I didn't at the time like him being only 5 points of articulation, but I've made peace with that, of course, since then. I do think that he just looks really cool with the black, the red, the silver. He's got that one bionic arm. And VR Troopers was a very interesting show. You can watch it on YouTube right now. I've been watching a few episodes here and there. The talking dog's a bit strange, but whatever. It's probably part of the comedy relief to make kids want to watch it so they could buy. They never make the dog as a toy. That's what they should have done. Like, whenever I watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the only reason I really care about it now is because of the cat. The cat is hilarious. I wonder if the VR Trooper dog and the cat got together. Would they be friends or enemies? Something my mind thinks about because I have ADHD. All right, so 1994 Bandai, made in China, of course, because everything's made in China. Thank you, Bill Clinton. That doesn't sound like sarcasm. Thanks, Bill Clinton. That's better. So he stands about the same height as these other figures, but does he really belong in the same category then? Well, he's not a Megazord for one thing. He was just one of the hand-to-hand combats you would fight your other guys with. So he is about, I would say this thing's getting scratched up, 5 inches tall. And that makes him obviously about 13 centimeters tall. So in this period of time, most figures were 4.5 inches to 5 inches tall, depending on who you're getting it from. And I'm surprised that the same company that made this made Power Rangers. I think they made the toys a little more inferior, like less articulation, to keep Power Rangers from looking bad, because honestly, if they gave him the full scale thing, I think these guys would blow out the Power Rangers. If you lived in Japan or you know anything about the Japanese toys, I would love to hear from you. Did this actual action figure come out in Japan? Because a lot of times they don't produce bad guy figures in Japan. And I found out recently on a video I was watching, I was like, it's a cultural thing that they really shun bad guys. And the only time you ever really get bad guy figures in Japan is if there's like a redemption story arc and they become good guys. Kind of like, in Mystic Force, there's the Centaur Ranger that's purple, which is always a bad color in Japan, except recently it seems like. Because if you ever look at the original Transformers, red, which is all the leaders are always been red in these guys, Power Rangers. Red is the good color, which in America it seems like the opposite, because we have the devil in red all the time. In ancient cultures, green was considered a bad color because it was a color of sickness. And purple is always considered to be the bad color, which is kind of the opposite in European, nations where purple is a sign of royalty. So it's a cultural thing. So I don't know if this was ever produced in Japan and if it was produced a totally different type of figure, because again, the stuff we got in America back then was sometimes imported and just put stickers on it, like the Power Ranger itself, the Megazord, the first one. They just put stickers over him to look like, lightning bolts and things like that to kind of mesh him into the American culture, and M's instead of other things. So if you have any knowledge of this information, I'd love to hear about it, because the 90s, unless it's Power Rangers, it's been forgotten, unfortunately, and there's not much on it. And that's a sad thing. And if you try to find media from the 90s, it's during that period where like there's so many great cartoons in that era. They're just gone. It's like nobody preserved them. They're not old enough to be worthy of DVD, or and they're not new enough to be on DVD, because DVDs came out like around 95, and nobody was going to put kids stuff on a 95 DVD. It was always the really like Star Wars, Planet of the Apes, Terminator 2, that kind of stuff. All right, well, anyway, I've babbled enough for your time. Again, let me know, and I'm so glad I still have this in my collection. I'm trying to document what I have out in storage, because I keep going, I think I have that, I think I have that. I need to know if I have it or not, because here I've been on eBay going, if I don't have that, I really want it, and I don't want to buy two of them because I ain't got the space. Have a great day. Bye.